cut. Welcome to the top cut. Welcome to the top cut. Welcome to the top cut. Top cut. Welcome to the top cut. Welcome to the top cut. Welcome to the top cut.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into today's episode of the Top Cut Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast. My name is Sunny. I am your host. I'm here with my co-host Caleb.
Hello, every peoples.
And of course, before we get too far in, I actually want to make an announcement. I know this is normally where I do patrons, but before I forget, because if we go too much further, I will
Blank.
absolutely forget. I wanted to let everyone know. So this episode is coming out around 8 a.m. Tuesday morning. Mm-hmm. That is Tuesday, September the 6th.
Yep.
At 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So that's 8 o'clock Eastern, or that is... What is that? Like 5 o'clock? 5 p.m. 5 p.m. West Coast and Pacific Time. And 1 a.m. UK time. Okay. Those are our three biggest time zones. So
yeah.
At 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, we will be on Farfa's Subathon.
Woo!
On Tuesday, September 6th.
Yep.
So if you're listening to this Tuesday morning, tonight at 7 p.m., September 6th, we will be on Farfa's Subathon. We're going to be recording Friday's episode. Which probably will end up being Friday's episode, depending on how it goes.
Yeah.
We'll record that there. So we're going to be reading off patron names. Probably won't do an ad read on the podcast. We'll probably edit that in later. But
yeah, something like that.
Just want to let you know, if you have one of these stupid patron names and you want a chance to make it funny for chat, here's your chance. Here's your heads up. So, when I say one of these stupid patron names, I promise I say that lovingly.
Yes, because they're great.
Yeah. All right.
Except you, Dragon Maidenless Behavior. Keep it.
Yeah, Dragon Maidenless Behavior. Please, dear God, don't change it.
It's my favorite one.
It's honestly been my favorite. All right, so a huge thank you to Cam Yang, Zephyrus. Oh, and if you have what you think is an amazing name, keep it by all means.
Yeah.
But if you're like a normie that doesn't have a funny name, here's your chance to make it funny. All right, huge thank you to Cam Yang, Zephyrus, Austin Johnson, Kane Martin, Marshawn Jones, Zephyrus, Yeet Defeat AD, Anthony Lila Dank Nugs, Deep Sea D's Nuts, Earth Machine Best Deck, Epi. Has anyone actually read Toy Vendor? HGH Cyber, I Am McLincoln, Jarrett Helton, Leroy Spritekins, Mountain Man, Oatmeal Spaghetti, Owen Alvarado, Pig Rudolph Sprite Farter, Super Ancient Deep Sea D's Nuts, King Coelacanth. That was there the last couple of episodes.
No. It's just like this. That's like the second D's Nuts one.
Oh, we're not done.
I know.
Tearlament's Havenness Floodgate in your mouth. The Hoover Dam is a floodgate. Unbanned number 95 Konami. Understanding and reading are two different things. Virtually Savior's World. Zingas Khan. Aaron Gardner. Asami. Brandon Potter. Dragon Maidenless Behavior. Jerry Beans Man. King Henry. Old Man Red. Pin Code 143. Ray Powell. Shockmaster did nothing wrong. Slaking it up. Stop crying about call by. It's balanced. Why, yes, I can say that. VFD's nuts in your mouth. Yeah, no, being legally bound by the head judge, I repeat, there's no way anyone is legally allowed to say that. Thank you all so much for your continued support of the podcast. I gotta say, I'm expecting more Appaloosa as a Floodgate references out of you guys. I'm expecting more, honestly, belittling us.
Do keep in mind that we do reserve the right to just not say it.
Yeah, if it's a little too far gone, we reserve the right to not read out names.
Obviously, so kind of don't go too far out there.
But slightly belittling is cool. Outright patronizing is patroning is cool. Patronizing is not cool.
Or insulting.
Patronizing. That's the word. Not patronizing. Patronizing.
I think both are correct.
Depends on who you ask.
That's true.
If you ask somebody passionate enough, there's only one that's correct.
That is true.
All right. So, with all that said, I know we've already spent a lot of time on patron names and stuff, but really though, if you're listening and you would like to see the live show on Farfa's Subathon,
do so.
please
cool.
come on and check it out. There will also be an announcement in the Discord server. Speaking of the Discord server, we are still doing our remote duel locals every Thursday around 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And yeah, be sure to check that out too. So, with that said, let's go ahead and get on into some ad reads.
Yeah.
So, we're going to do ad reads kind of quick today because we're already kind of behind. So, a huge thank you to, of course, Dragon Shield for sponsoring the podcast. You all know Dragon Shield by now, high-level TCG product accessory manufacturer, sleeves, binders, deck boxes, playmats, all that stuff. And also, I'm gonna get with Dragon Shield. I got a package in the mail from them last week. There are some new colors and designs coming. I don't want to spoil exactly what they are yet.
Yeah, not until we get the AOK from Dragon Shield on what we can and can't do with them.
Right, but I'll say this: really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice.
So get excited. Ooh.
Yeah. If you're going to be at Niagara, ask me to see them, and I'll have some with me. Also, huge thank you to Milennium Threads for sponsoring, and yeah, be sure to check them out. Obviously, code TOPCUT10 for 10% off their everything in the store. So, with that said, be sure to check out our TCG Player and Dragon Shield affiliate links and Milennium Threads. A link to them will be down in the description below.
I actually used our TCG affiliate link earlier today.
Oh,
Bought like $100 worth of cards. My wallet still aches.
hey, that's $3 back for us. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm kind of, I say that it's kind of a little bit variable on the product. But,
Yeah, but still.
Also, if you're gonna be at YCS Niagara, please come hit us up.
Well, hit
Me.
you up.
Well, hit me up.
yeah,
Caleb won't be there.
Yeah.
Hit me up. I would love to meet everybody. I will sign whatever you put in front of me, unless it's if it's over $500 in value, I'll sign this sleeve. But no, seriously, just please come say hey. I'll probably be bringing a bunch of cards that Caleb has signed with me, just so that I can just like if somebody wants our autograph, I can have Caleb's with me too.
Yeah.
So, anyway, like I said, a huge thank you to everyone that supported the podcast thus far. And the last thing I want to say is there will be a Google Doc in the description down below. Some cards that me and Caleb are looking for. I'm going to be buying or trading for them at YCS Niagara. So, if you have any of the cards in the Google Doc, things like, I know I'm looking for like Ulti Karakuri stuff. I want like an ultimate rare plague spreader. I'm looking for a lot of ultimate rares.
Yeah.
CR Pot of Desires, CR Scapegoat, stuff like that. I'm looking for higher rarity stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm looking for, like, secret rare, torrential tributes, secret rare,
Judgments and stuff.
compulses. For the Solemn Judgments, I would prefer, like, maybe the original Ultra, because that'd be really nice.
Yeah, MRD Ultras, yeah.
Yeah, some MRD Ultras. But yeah, the secrets or maybe a Lost Art would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. It's mostly just up rarities, and, like, the only card that's, like, I need a copy of it that isn't like an active up rarity is like a copy of Archfiend's Ghastly Glitch.
Right, which is like a super.
Yeah, from the most recent set.
Also, CR Labyrinth stuff. Anyway,
Yeah.
I know we're like rambling,
Yeah.
but we're looking for all that stuff, and I'll have like cash on hand. I'll just be buying that stuff at Niagara because I don't go to a lot of big events, so
yeah.
this is kind of my opportunity to like acquire stuff.
Mhm.
Anyway, why don't we get on into some of the meat of today's episode?
Oh yeah.
So we got the actual creator reveals late last week, early this week for all of the actual
Cards out of the 10, yeah.
the 2022 Megatins.
Yeah. So yeah,
So-
the full set spoiler. It's great.
Yeah, and in this set spoiler, there's actually 3 world premiere cards that are they are the Egyptian god cards support cards. So you may have seen some of these on Twitter or on YouTube. We're just going to kind of go through them a little bit together and talk about what all the potential of these cards, right?
Yeah.
So first we have MP22EN273, the Revived Sky God. This is a normal trap card. It's a really cool design. It's got a picture of what looks like, was that Silent Magician?
Level 8, yeah.
Level 8, and Slifer.
The Sky Dragon.
Sky Dragon facing off.
Boy.
The activation of this card or its effects cannot be negated. Already, I don't like this. Nor can its effects be negated.
Jesus.
Yeah. The special summon 1 Slifer the Sky Dragon from your graveyard. Then each player draws until they have 6 cards in their hand. You can banish this card from your graveyard, place 1 Monster Reborn from your deck or graveyard on the top of your deck. Then if a Divine Beast monster is in your graveyard, draw 1 card. You can only use each effect of the Revived Sky God once per turn.
It's not awful, but the fact that it has to revolve around the Slifer the Sky Dragon's kind of weak.
Like, there's not ways to send Slifer the Sky Dragon into the graveyard.
Oh yeah, I mean, just Foolish Burial.
Or, if you don't want to have to hard draw 1 of, just make Curious.
Yeah, exactly. Just make Curious, yep.
Mm-hmm. And as a result, this card, which is, by the way, a normal trap card, lets you just draw 6 if you have no cards in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
What's that? Your opponent's going second? Oh, okay. They draw for turn. You flip this. You go +6, and your opponent doesn't draw anything. Because you and your opponent both draw till you have 6 in hand. If you do it in their standby phase.
Yeah, well, they have a bunch of cards and you don't have any.
Well, yeah, I mean, they'll have 5, and then they'll draw for turn. They'll have 6.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh, yeah, no, that's...
And then your Slifer is big as heck.
Yeah, but again, that's also dependent on you having the Slifer in your graveyard.
Right. All right. Next, we have the Breaking Ruin God. Quick play spell. And again, keeping with the style, really cool obelisk art.
Mm-hmm.
The quick play spell card. The activation of this card or its effects cannot be negated, nor can its effects be negated. Special summon 1 Obelisk the Tormentor from your hand or graveyard, and if you do, it is unaffected by your opponent's card effects this turn. If you tribute 2 or more monsters you control at the same time to activate your card or effect, while you control Obelisk the Tormentor, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Banish all monsters in your opponent's graveyard, and if you do, inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each. You can only use each effect of the Breaking Ruin God once per turn.
So wait, so you activate this dude. You activate this card, special summon the obelisk from your hand or graveyard.
Sure.
He's unaffected. Then if you have 2 other cards on the field, activate obelisk effect, tributing them both.
So Obelisk tributes too?
Yeah.
What does he do?
I don't remember. In the anime, I remember it made his attack go up to infinity. But he couldn't inflict battle damage.
Okay.
I don't remember what he does now. I think he just nukes the field.
That sounds like Obelisk.
Yeah. But then so then he would nuke the field and then
Burn your opponent for 500 for every monster in their graveyard, essentially.
But then also banish them all at the same time.
Yeah. All right.
Pretty solid, actually.
It's pretty cool. Next we have EN275, the True Sun God, which is really, really, really cool. Raw artwork.
Yeah, it's some artwork of Raw Phoenix mode.
Yeah. Continuous spell. When this card is activated, add 1 the Winged Dragon of Ra, or 1 card that mentions it from your deck to your hand, except the True Sun God. Monsters, except the Winged Dragon of Ra, cannot attack the turn they are special summoned. Once per turn, during your main phase, you can send this card from the field, or 1 the Winged Dragon Immortal Phoenix from your deck to the graveyard. Then, send 1 Winged Dragon of Ra from your monsters into the graveyard. You can only activate 1 the True Sun God per turn. So, yes, it searches Raw Sphere mode.
Yeah. It searches. Not only does it search Raw Sphere mode, it also sets you up to bring out Raw Phoenix mode.
Right.
Which is cool. But I think this is just going to end up being a 4th, 5th, and 6th copy of Sphere mode.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Next, we have the 2022 Megaton full set spoiler. And if you're wondering, yes, I'm going to read all of these cards out.
Oh, I wouldn't. I would just kind of go through and go, oh, this card's cool. This card's cool.
I guess it is 275 cards that we don't need to read.
Oh, okay. So let's actually. There's a couple cards.
I was just gonna scroll through and go through the.
Okay, fair enough.
And then if I miss any, you can just kind of let me know.
Yeah.
All right. So EN006 is Tri Brigade Kit as a prismatic secret rare, which is very
nice rarity bump.
Yep. We have Live Twin Lilith Treat, which is a nice reprint. Machina Unclaspare. People were wanting that, and they were kind of creeping up in price.
Yeah. So here it is.
Yep. Let's see. We have the Sacred Tree Beast Hyperiton. Sure. Here's a big one. Pot of Prosperity as a prismatic secret.
Kind of lame that it's a prismatic secret, because
is it?
But the only reason why it's lame is because it already has a secret printing.
Right.
So it's kind of dumb.
I see what you're saying there, but the counterpoint to that is that
But I mean, I think you get more secrets per 10, don't you? Than you get ultras.
1 secret per pack, 2 ultras per pack.
Okay, yeah, no, never mind. Yeah,
but as we're gonna see, as I keep rattling these off, you'll realize that a lot of the high end stuff is prismatic secret. Your odds of hitting a really good prismatic secret are really good because you get three prismatic secrets per 10.
That's true.
So if you have a ton more, we'll go through it later.
Yeah.
Treptrix, Vesculo, Live Twin, Kiss a Kill, Frost is cool. Black Eyes Plunder Patrol Sea Guide. I just wish he would have gotten an up rarity to maybe
what
Ultra
rarity
or
is
something. Here he's common, and originally he was also common.
Yeah.
They could have made it a super.
That's awful.
Scrap Raptor got an ultra rare.
That's very nice.
Yep. Let's see. We
for
have
the Dino players anyway.
Yes, I think it's really cool.
Oh yeah.
Ruddy Rose Dragon as Prismatic Secret.
Okay.
So that's another good one.
It's all right.
I think Rilliona, the Wondrous Magicious Witch wardrobe thing.
Yeah, I think that was kind of getting up in price.
Yeah. Drytron Mubeta Fafnir as a Prismatic Secret. That's nice.
That's neat.
Tri-Brigade Bearbrum, the Rampant Rampager, gets an up rarity to Ultra Rare.
That is very nice.
Dark Infant Adignister, I think, was originally a Super, and now it goes up to Ultra.
Okay, that's really nice.
Yep. Paleozoic Cambro Roster. That may have been a Super.
Yeah.
It's a Super now, too.
Ugh.
Line of the Light Charmer goes up to an Ultra Rare.
Mm-hmm.
So that's nice. Let's see. I know that there was more. Let's see. Terrors of the Underroot gets a reprint.
Oh, what rarity?
Common.
It got common again?
Yep. I just said that just to upset you.
Ugh.
B Trooper Scout Buggy gets a reprint.
Oh, nice.
That's a rare. What a down rarity. Wow. Despian Comedy and Tragedy, Aluber, Dramaturge, Albion, all get reprints here. Aluber's a prismatic, Dramaturge is prismatic, and Comedy and Tragedy are commons. That's crazy, dude. Aluber just getting reprint after reprint after reprint. That's crazy. They really did not put him in that structure deck just to turn around and give him an ultra rare and Ghost from the Past 2.
Yeah.
A prismatic secret in the tins. They are just
pumping them out.
Yeah. Wow. You have the entire Sous Ship deck. All of the new Gizmex got printed as commons.
Okay.
You have the Magic Beast Ansiabolas, which is the level 4 instant fusion target.
Oh, that's
Sword Soul.
the level 4 tuner.
Yeah, he's a common. He's a common now. Stellar Wind Wolfriette which was the level 9 ultra rare that some people are playing VW. Common. They really made a lot of things common. Despia Theater, the branded, which was originally a super, is a rare. Branded opening.
Oh.
This was originally a super rare. It was like $35. Now it's going to be a prismatic secret.
Ooh.
So because of that, the super in theory should fall a lot.
Yeah, it'll probably be $10 probably.
Oh, it should be a $2 card. Now it's no longer highest rarity.
Oh, well, not only that, it's also the deck's also lost the favorite they had curried.
Right. So realistically, I mean the prismatic secrets, I think. The prismatic secrets, I think, are retailing for like $2-3, not much. Yeah. Live Twin Sunny Snitch.
That's a cool one.
Yeah, but it was originally a super, and now it's going to be a common. They could have gone up with that to ultra.
Yeah, ultra. Yeah.
Ready Fusion goes to Prismatic Secret.
That's nice.
Yeah, it really is a nice one. All the rest of the B Trooper stuff is all commons. Yeah, that's, I guess. Incredible Ecclesia the Virtuous. So this is one that they play in Sword Soul. Mm-hmm. This is a Prismatic Secret rare.
Wasn't it already a secret to begin with?
Yeah, it was a secret to begin with.
Okay, so
but they were like $65 a piece still.
Yeah, it still need the reprint, but it's Prismatic Secret.
Yeah. Ad libitum of Despia is common. All of the Fluanderies cards, so Snarl, Rabina, Eaglin, Stride, Toucan, and Empin.
All the commons I know got reprinted as supers.
Well, Snarl, Rabina, and Eaglin are all rares.
Yes.
So,
but they were
Oh yeah, you're right. Eaglin and Rabina
were already
supers.
Super. Yeah, but no, I'm saying like Strix and Toucan.
Stria is a super. Toucan is an ultra. Empin is a super. Empin was a secret before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so like the two common ones are now in hollow. So that's really cool for
Yes.
the Flu players.
Notably, the Advent of Adventure Quick Play spell did not get reprinted. It is the only Fluwandereeze card in that entire deck, except for Harpy's Featherstorm, that has not gotten reprinted in the last couple of sets. So your Ryza has been reprinted. All of your main monsters have been reprinted.
It's just quick. So the quick play is where all the money is going to be at right now.
So even Magnificent Map and Unexplored Winds both got reprinted here. Magnificent Map is a prismatic. So if you are interested in that deck, it is still very cheap. I think the Advent of Adventure quick plays are like $11 right now.
For now.
Right, but when people realize that's the only card that hasn't been reprinted, it will get bought out.
So go get them now.
Yeah, if you want to play it, which please don't, but if you want to, get it. Evil Twins Trouble Sunny got a prismatic secret rare. That's the Link 4. Branded in red, I got a rare printing. Let's see. Small World, it got a prismatic secret rare.
That's a nice rarity bump from Ultra.
Yes. Oh, and Fluwandereeze and Dreaming.
Or was it a secret originally? I don't remember if it was Ultra.
No, originally it was a secret.
Okay, yeah.
Small
so
World.
So it's like a side rarity.
I wouldn't call it an up rarity, but I also wouldn't call it a down rarity.
Yeah, a side rarity.
Yeah. Let's see. We have more Beat Trooper stuff. All common. How the mighty have fallen. All right. Let's see. Here we go. This is the crazy part.
Here we go.
Everything for the rest of this is gonna be crazy. All right. Lightning Storm, Prismatic Secret. Forbidden Droplet, Prismatic Secret. Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, Prismatic Secret. Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherry, Super. Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, Prismatic Secret. Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion, Prismatic Secret. Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood, Super. Ghost Mourner and Moonlit Chill as a Super. That's nice.
That's pretty nice.
Because I think before this, the only reprint it had was an ugly gold rare.
No. It's also had an Ultra. It's had an Ultra, a Secret, a Gold Rare, and an Altar Gold Rare.
Gotcha. Okay, so the Ultra was last year's 10s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Only reason I know is because I got one.
Nibiru the Primal Being an Ultra, Dark Ruler No More as an Ultra, and Dimension Shifter as an Ultra. So these are
very nice.
Yeah, these are your 3 cards that were the big major worldwide release promos in the 2019 Gold Sarcophagus 10s. So, Red Eyes Dark Dragoon as a Prismatic Secret, Crossout Designator as a Prismatic Secret. These are the worldwide premieres from the last 2 10s that were each ultra rare. So these are up rarities for those. Blue Eyes White Dragon, Red Eyes Black Dragon, Dark Magician Girl.
All 3 of those are brand new arts.
Yes, imported alt arts, and they're all Prismatic Secret, and they're fine. Dual Tower is a Prismatic Secret rare it's an OCG import card.
Mm-hmm.
This card's crazy. Link into the Vrains.
Yes. Okay. So I want to talk about this card for a minute. So so basically what it does is on activation you special summon a monster from your hand, and then immediately after that conduct a link summon using that card.
Oh, there's a whole lot more text to it than that.
Oh yeah, but that's like the main thing. So
no, that's not the main thing.
So let's say you're a Morensis player.
You did not say the main thing.
Hold on. Let's say you're a Morensis player.
You didn't say the main thing.
Yeah, it lets you special summon out a monster and then perform a link summon right then and there.
That's not the main thing. None of it can be responded to.
Yeah.
Yeah, the link summon can't be negated. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects when a monster is link summoned this way. It's crazy.
Yeah. And not only that,
you're burying the lead, dog.
Yeah. So not only that. So let's say your board gets completely outed, and you're just like, oh well, I didn't use all my link ones. Let me just get back in the game, activate that, summon, boom, you're right back in it.
Right.
And you also don't have to conduct a link 1. If you have other monsters on board, you can use them as part of the.
Yes, you just have to link summon a monster. You can using monsters you control.
Yeah.
With that monster that you summoned.
Yes. As long as you're using that monster you summon, and whatever you make is good.
It's so crazy. Such a crazy card.
But yeah, I mean the Dual Tower one's also pretty solid, but it's not as good as Link into the Vrains.
Right. And then you have the couple other imports like Rainbow Bridge of Salvation, Soul Energy Max, and then you have the new cards, world premieres, which are Revive Sky God, Breaking God, Ruin God, and True Sun God. So
overall, I think this 10 is really good. Not quite as good, in my opinion, as the previous 2 10s.
I think it's better than the previous 2 10s.
Yeah.
I think it's the best tin we've had since the Hanzo tin.
Like the only the only thing that would change my mind is if the like the ash was a lower rarity. If the
I would want Ash as Prismatic Secret.
well, I mean, for people who are having issues getting ashes. Now, that's without the knowledge of the common reprint in the Rainbow Dragon structure deck.
Yeah, the Crystal Beast structure deck.
Yes.
Yeah, so in addition to this Prismatic Secret Ash, there will also be a Crystal Beast structure deck coming in, I think, October?
Yep.
Or November?
And it'll have ash guaranteed in it.
Yes, we have gotten confirmation that Ash will be in that. So,
So if you don't have ashes, there's a good opportunity.
yeah, definitely. This is, I'm not going to say the easiest time that we've ever had to get into the game on a budget, but as far as acquiring staples,
Oh yeah, like there's still a couple of staples that you're going to be priced out of. Like Pot of Prosperities are still going to be kind of expensive.
yeah, they're still about $40
Linings-
for the on pre-order.
Pre-sale, yeah.
On the pre-sales for these, the Prismatic Secrets
Yeah.
are about $40.
The Lightning Storm is still going to be expensive. There's a lot of these cards are still going to be expensive.
Lightning Storm is about 15.
Yeah,
But-
that's why I said kinda.
Okay, the Droplets is still about 25 too, but here's the thing. Droplet, Lightning Storm, Ash Blossom, and Joy Spring. If you need these cards, buy them. If you have the budget and you say, hey, you know, like, I need these cards really bad to play the game at the level I want to play at, but I don't know if I should just buy a couple of tins and hope I get them or not. Here's the thing.
Just get singles. You'll spend
Well,
less money.
Here's the reason, though. If you order a case of tins, right, there's 35 to 40 secret rares in the set.
Mhm.
So if you order a case of Megatins, $180,
Yep.
you're looking at about one of each Prismatic Secret per case,
Give or take.
give or take. So you're gonna pull 2 of some, 0 of others, right?
You might even get lucky and pull 3 of one.
Correct. But
But I guarantee you it's not going to be the one you're trying to get.
yeah, but okay, let's compare that to. Okay, let's look at the cards I really need out of this year's tins. I need 3 Prosperity, $40 a piece. That's $120. I need 3 Ash. Well, let's just wait and get that out of the structure deck.
Yeah,
that's
so
$30.
$10 at most.
Right. So you're looking at 10 each for the Ashes and 40 each for the Prosperities. You're at $150.
Mhm.
That still leaves you budget to get Droplets or Lightning Storms or whatever else.
Well, to get like 1 or 2 of those.
Well, yeah. But even so,
Yeah, but still,
you can target the cards you feel like you need the most and
Yeah.
get those cards.
I mean, yeah. If you get the case, you're also still like getting all these other cards. They'll give you a lot of trade value.
Not necessarily. All the ultras,
But-
supers, and rares and
Exactly.
commons are not worth hardly anything. Don't get me
Some of
wrong.
the ultras.
Sometimes
most of
that bulk is really nice to have, but
them.
if
9
you,
times out of 10, though, just get state
for the sake of
yeah.
efficiency, I'm just gonna say, to me, you're way better off ordering
Oh, yeah.
the singles, and you really don't need Prosperity for most decks. It's good to have,
Yeah.
and if you think you might need it, I'd get it now while it's cheap-ish, because I don't see Prosperity getting another reprint after these 10s for probably not until the March reprint set, I would think.
Yeah. Now, also keep in mind, these are pre-sale. Pre-sale prices normally, keep in mind, normally do dip, but we're talking at lowest. I'm thinking Pop Prosperity is probably $30 a pop at lowest.
Yeah, the thing that the Megatons have going for them is that they are 100% the most opened product of the year every year.
Easily.
Yes, these are the most ordered by vendors. They are the most bought product. They are the most opened product by vendors. These are the most sought after product of the year because of the value in them for your average players.
Oh yeah, no. So you're gonna be seeing these cards all over the place.
Yes.
Like I imagine if you wait about 6 months after release and just keep and like pay attention to the various cards that people are playing, I imagine about half of them are going to be from one of the 10s.
Yeah, a lot of them. I still go to tournaments and see Tri-Brigade decks and Virtual World decks
All built straight out of the
from last
10s.
year's tins. Yes, they are just good values. You're gonna see Fluanderee's decks built out of these tins for ever, right? So
You're going to see entire B Trooper decks that are common.
unfortunately, yes, you will see that too.
Well, not entire, because there's still some expensive cards in B Troopers that aren't B Trooper, if that makes sense. Like, non-B Trooper insects are still going to be kind of expensive. Kind of.
Right, to a point.
Yeah. But,
Okay, so let's do a little bit of an...
there was one more card that you didn't mention. I do want to mention got the reprint.
Sure.
Underworld Goddess of the Closed World.
Well, I must have gone right by that one. Yeah.
She is a very good reprint. So not every deck can actually run Underworld Goddess, but she is an amazing card. She's a Link 5.
For sure.
She's a Link 5 made with I don't remember what the individual materials, but four more effect monsters. Her shtick though is that you can use one of your opponent's monsters as the materials.
Right. So think similarly to Lava Golem and Raw Sphere Mode and Kaiju's, how your opponent doesn't get a chance to respond to these happening because they are not activated effects.
Yes.
They are summons that do not start a chain. So the summon happens and then your opponent can respond to the summon.
Yeah.
But
Now that's if you just do it normally. Something else you can do with her is if you make an IP Masquerena with two other monsters on board,
yes.
then during your opponent's turn you can activate IP Masquerena and link off with one of their monsters.
Yeah, so IP Masquerena does say something along the lines of monsters you control, but it's been ruled that IP Masquerena can still link off using your opponent's monster for specifically Underworld Goddess.
Because she specifically states in her materials, you got to use one of your opponent's monsters.
Well, you can.
Yeah.
She hasn't stated in the materials. She states it in her effect. But they ruled that her effect overrides IP Masquerena's
Limitations.
right, because it's the intended use of Underworld Goddess.
Yeah.
So the R&D department essentially relayed that to the judge staff at major events, and the judge staff has made that known that this is what it is.
Yes. And that's why I wanted to, because it's getting the reprint, I wanted to put that out there. That is how that specifically functions with Underworld Goddess.
Right, exactly.
Because a lot of people are going to be getting her now because she's cheap.
Right. I think they're $5 on pre-sale.
Yep.
So get your hobbies. Okay, because, by the way, Appaloosa was also expensive, and then she got a reprint in the 2020 Megatins, and she was about like $6 to $8 right out of the tins. And now those 10 copies of Masquerena are like $20 to $25. I mean, not Masquerena, Appaloosa.
Yeah. Keep in mind, though, Appaloosa is run way more than Underworld Goddess. Not very few people actually run her.
But what I'm saying is if Underworld Goddess doesn't see more reprints similar to Prosperity, they could be cheapish now.
Yeah.
But
so
they could also go up long term.
Oh, yeah, like a year from now. So definitely pick them up within the next, within the couple of months after the set releases. Because then they'll be cheap. Like I think at most she'll go up to like $10 a copy at highest.
I think she could go up higher, but it depends. But I mean, she would have to see real usage.
But I mean, within the 10 cycle. And then like a year from now is when she'll have the opportunity to go up above that.
Right.
However, more realistic probably is she's probably going to stick around that $5 range.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Quick note, just quick ad break. A huge thank you to our sponsor, ETB Games in Alexandria, Louisiana. ETB is your one-stop shop for all of your card game needs. They have single sealed product, and they also have all of your sleeves, binders, deck boxes, playmats, etc. They also have a wonderful selection of tabletop RPG things, so all of your figurines, paint, dice, all of that. So if you're interested, be sure to check out ETB Games. Again, link in the description down below. All right, so we do also want to talk, the other thing we wanted to talk about was the current format for the TCG. So if you've listened to our last few episodes, you know that we've been covering a lot more of the current advanced format because to me, realistically, I feel like we've gotten kind of away from our roots. We wanted to talk more about the meta and more about the advanced, and now that we're not really in nationals season where there's not quite as many tournaments going, we're back into the regional season. We wanted to get really back into that and dive back into that. So we had quite a few events this weekend. We had the Oceanic Championships, which was Saturday, Sunday, but like Australian time. So like,
Yeah.
it's like 13 or 14 or 15 hours off. And then you also had some regionals in Alabama, Indiana, Ontario, Argentina, Mexico, Chile, Brazil, Colombia, Honduras, and we had another remote dual regional. I think they're doing the remote regionals every weekend now.
Ooh, nice. I gotta hit those up some point.
Oh, dude, they're if you want to get your invite, dog, with regionals happening IRL now, these remote regionals are having like 30, 40 people in them.
Ooh.
Yeah, if you want to get your invite, oh, dude.
Yeah, just keep hitting them up every weekend.
Dude, just
Plus-
do a remote regional.
Plus, you get all the stuff for entering and
Oh, yeah, they'll just mail you all your packs and everything like that.
yes. Don't you get a mat too?
If you get top 8, yeah. If you get top 8, you get a mat and a deck box.
Nice.
Yeah, in fact, I might start hitting a couple of them up every now and then too. Okay, so let's start with the Oceanic Championships. These were obviously the largest part of the largest tournament of the weekend and the tournament with the highest, well, I would say the highest representation of like high quality players. So we have all 32 of the top 32 decks as far as what decks were represented. We have we know everything that was represented. And
Okay.
so we know what got first, what got second, top 4, top 8, 16. We know everything.
Okay.
We just don't have deck lists for them all.
Got
Okay.
it. Got it.
So, starting off with the top 32, you have 14 Tier Lament, which is 43% of the field.
Jesus.
Yes,
Seems like Tearlament's the deck to beat right now.
I would say so. Sprite at 9 of top 32, which is 28% of the field. Then next you have Runic at 3 of top 32, which is an alarmingly high number.
Especially for a new deck that just came out.
Especially for a mill deck.
Yeah.
That's 9% of the field. And then you have one each of all of the following: Dragon Link, Eldritch, Fluandereeze, Hero, Math Mech, and Sword Soul. That is a really interesting cut.
That is.
So, obviously, Tier Limit representing 43.8% of the meta, just say 44% of the meta.
Yeah, make it easy.
That is a huge number of Tier Limits, and don't get me wrong, they come in a lot of different packages.
A lot of different flavors of Sprite, if you would.
In a way, yeah. So, your top 8, or let's do top 16. Your top 16 was, let's see, Tier Limit, Sprite, Runic, Math Mech, and Hero were your top 16s.
Ooh, Hero. Cool.
Yeah. Top 8, you have Tier Limit, Sprite, and Fluandereeze. Your top 4 decks are Tier Limit and Eldritch, and then your finals was a Tier Limit Mirror, with first place being obviously Tier Limit. So, a huge shout out, by the way, to Dino Spazovsky. Yeah. Dino went 8-0 through Swiss, and then went on to win the entire event.
Nice.
Now, taking nothing away from Dino, that was one of the sloppiest finals of any tournament I've ever seen, ever.
Jesus.
Both players did not play out of their minds. It was kind of weird. I watched the whole thing live on Pack Stream. Pack, Hani, and Nesh said it themselves. It was like neither player wanted to win.
Were they just that exhausted, or?
It was probably a combination of exhaustion and, dude, that Tier Limit deck feels like you can just keep going and going and going sometimes, especially when you're playing Sprite Danger Tier Limit. You know, when you have all these engines going and they're just moving, it just keeps going.
It's a lot of moving gears you got to keep juggling.
Yeah, and when you feel like you can just keep going and making your end board crazier and crazier, it makes you tempted to just keep going and try to do more stuff.
Yeah.
So,
To try, instead of putting out what might be an FTK, you're like, okay, well, I'm just keep going. Well, they might still be able to do something about this. So I'm just keep going and try to put up a board that your opponent can't play through, but then also putting it at risk just getting completely blown out.
right. So it's crazy. Everything's crazy. So yeah, you had first place, Dino best player, because it's spelled Dino, like Dino.
Yeah.
So there's just everybody's like, oh, I want the Dino deck profile. It's like, it's not Dino.
It's not Dino.
You had Bowden Temnick, which is a very, very, very well-known Australian player. He was playing Tier Limit Sprite Danger, which is just crazy. And then you have top 4, you had Eldritch, but it was like a branded Adventure Eldritch deck. Then your other top 4 Tier Limit deck was just says Danger Tier Limit. There might be some Sprite stuff thrown in there, because a lot of these Tier Limit decks are throwing in a Sprite package.
Like, very small one, I imagine.
Yeah, so it's like 1 blue, 1 jet, a gigantic, and an elf, and maybe some starters or some and like 1 smashers. So the goal of the Sprite package in the Tier Limit deck is it gives you a way to put elf on board, and the elf on your end board allows you to special summon the Merly back, because the Merly's level 2.
Oh, to get that engine back online.
Yes, in a way, and also it lets you, if you follow that engine, you can actually also search Sprite Smashers through the course of your combo. And being able to search the Sprite Smasher allows you to have an extra interruption on board.
Yeah.
Which could potentially include a built-in out to Mystic Mine that's searchable.
Okay.
So it's an interesting way to kind of play around the Mystic Mine problem. A couple more tier limits. Here in top 8, we have a tier limit Punk deck.
Cool.
Which I think always thought was cool. Like we said, Hero and Math Mech are cool. The 2 Runic decks that are in top 16 are both Runic Sprite. So, there you go. If you were wondering.
Sprite?
Yeah, so the Runic decks that are mostly topping, I know that one got, I don't see it on this particular breakdown by Sebto, which again, oh my god, huge shout out to Sebto for compiling all this information. I don't see it on the on Sebto's breakdown, but I know that there was a Runic Sprite deck that went undefeated at the regional in, I think, Indiana. Yeah, I think Indiana this past weekend. So,
I mean, because like my only encounters with the whole Runic engine was Magical Musketeer Runic.
Oh, okay. So is that one of the decks you played against on Dueling Book?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's that?
I lost not because of the Magical Musketeers. The Magical Musketeers didn't do anything. I lost because he decked me out completely.
Because he's playing Runic.
Yeah, because he slapped a Mystic Mine. I was kind of like, whatever.
Right.
But it did keep me from getting some key pops that would have...
Because you're playing Labyrinth and you can kind of play under Mystic Mine.
Yeah. But it kept me from getting some key pops. Specifically, it kept me from getting some key hand pops off of Lovely Labyrinth.
Right.
Which would have really...
made a difference.
Yeah, but...
Dude, they have got to ban Mystic Mine, dude. If Runic is a deck, they cannot let Runic have Mystic Mine.
No,
it's insane.
Oh yeah, Mystic Mine, and then I'm just gonna like Mystic Mine, Field Barrier. I'll run just enough of a small monster package to make Beat Cop with 2 dark, so I can protect the Mystic Mine a third way.
I am terrified of the day when we see Sky Striker, Runic, Mystic Mine at the top tables.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a thing at Niagara. People don't even realize.
Okay, so and the thing about the Runic deck is that you think it's going to run out because they'll activate one, because then they'll like set that up where you can't really play, and then just sit there and go, okay, banish face down the top 4, banish face down top 3,
right.
Banish face down 1 for each monster you control. And you're like, cool, you're out of cards. And we'll activate this one that shuffles them all back in the deck, and they draw 1 for each card that they did that with.
Oh, God.
They're all hard ones per turn.
Is that Runic just the tip?
No, it's like Runic... No, it might be Runic tip. I don't remember.
Flamefire or something like that?
Yeah, but like... And then like another one pops monsters. Another one can also pop spells and traps in addition to doing the mill. It's awful.
I mean, it sounds awful.
It's not fun.
Yeah. So, like, I'm kind of like, dude, I love the artwork on these runic cards
So do I.
much.
I really enjoy the theme, how the entirety of Tactile Masters are all themed around video games.
I really love it also. Yeah, I
Yeah.
gotta say I do.
Yeah, like Runic is first-person games. The Alliance is more of those kind of Dynasty Warrior style games, I think, and then Labyrinth are the the dungeon crawler RPGs.
Yeah. It's so cool.
Mhm.
Okay, so next we have some more tier limit dangers. The one Sword Soul list, I'm really looking forward to seeing their deck list.
Listen, there are two main cards right now. Three main cards. No, two. Three. That this format with tier limit danger, tier limit blah blah blah, immediately makes me think that people should be playing right now.
What's that?
Soul Drain,
Oh, jeez.
which just negates all monster effects that activate in grave.
Sure.
Abyss Dweller, which is the
Yes.
same thing, but only for your opponent and only for the turn.
Sure.
And another hilarious card that I can run in Labyrinth, the End of Anubis.
And I'm running Silent Graveyard.
Yeah. End of Anubis just is Soul Drain as long as he's sitting there on field, but
Right.
he's got a big body.
True.
Also, real quick, I want to thank Eva on Twitter for helping me with. She made a post earlier today, and it really helped me conceptualize some of the bad decisions I was making with my previous builds. So I really want to thank her for that.
Definitely.
Yeah, big help.
So, also, we have some random results from the Brazil regional. We have, hilariously, all of top 8. So we have Sprite got first place.
Okay.
Your top 4 decks are Math Mech, Sun Avalon, and Tri Brigade.
The Tri Brigade one is interesting.
Yes, it is. And your top 8 decks are Burn.
Ugh.
It's got to be that same dude. It's got to be the dude.
It's gotta be.
Math Mech again, and then 2 tier limit danger decks. And then we do have a first place list from Santiago, Chile, which is Runic in first place.
Ugh.
And then we have a Subterror top 8 list from Ottawa.
Subterror?
Yeah, regionals are wild, dog. Especially like Chile
Fair.
and
Subterror's
Ottawa. Okay, that's Canada. Wow, I don't know. That's wild. Even
Sub-
top 8 is wild.
Subterror.
Yeah. We also have a Sky Striker list, which was a top 8 list at the Buenos Aires, Argentina region.
Yeah, Sky Striker is just kind of falling off the face of the map.
Not for long, because guess what? We have a YCS coming next weekend. I promise. If
Yeah,
Mystic
Sky
Mind's
Striker's-
not banned,
Yeah,
there
Sky
will be
Striker's-
Sky Striker
yeah.
in top 8.
Well, maybe not. Maybe. It's a big maybe.
Oh, for sure.
I think it'll really depend on a lot of luck.
So give me, as we head into this upcoming weekend, YCS Niagara, assuming no ban list, because
Yes.
I really think they're going to wait till after Niagara. Assuming no ban list, give me 3 to 5 tech cards. Any deck can play, not just
Got it.
for Labyrinth, but
Well, Labyrinth, like the specific decks I've played.
just cards that you think, it doesn't have to be tech cards, just cards that you think will either over or underperform, or that duelists should consider running as we go into this next weekend.
So-
Because this next weekend we have a bunch of regionals and Niagara.
Okay, first off, if your deck can make rank 4 plays, Abyss Dweller, amazing card, especially if you're in Marincess.
Also, if your rank 4 plays are really easy, I would side deck one guy Cowboy, and that's not even a joke.
Yes, because then if you're going into game 3 and you only have like 5 minutes left in time, let your opponent do their thing and literally go Cowboy for game.
Just don't ever say you're stalling for time. We are not
Yeah.
advocating you
No,
stall
no,
for
no,
time.
no.
If it just happens to work out, though,
You've got the Cowboy.
I'm just saying it's
Well-
there. If they're gonna make these the time rules, play by them.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Next, so Abyss Dweller, Cowboy, but Abyss Dweller being the big one because it'll just shut. Like if you're up against tier limit and it's danger tier limit and not like danger, sprite tier limit,
Sure.
it shuts off both engines.
And this is, you said...
Abyss Dweller.
Yeah.
Yeah, it shuts off both the Danger engine and also the Tearlament engine.
Yeah.
Just shuts off for the turn.
Um,
For 2 turns, actually, because you can attach twice.
yes.
Soul Drain is another great one. If your deck does not rely on your own graveyard effects going off, you don't care, Soul Drain is another great option.
I think Silent Graveyard is actually better than Soul Drain because it's
Yes.
a quick play.
So you can chain it, and then it's
Yes.
you can chain it, and it's one and done.
So Silent Graveyard's interesting in that it negates the effects of the cards too.
Yes, not the activation.
Yeah, so it doesn't make it to where they can't... there's a way that Silent Graveyard is worded. If you give me like 2 seconds to pull it out, I can tell you. It's worded differently than Abyss Dweller. Silent Graveyard says, effects that activate in the graveyard this turn are negated.
Yes, so you can actually chain it to the effects being activated.
Right, whereas Abyss Dweller is not like it's chainable, but if you chain it to the activations, they'll actually still resolve.
Because Abyss Dweller prevents them from hit my mic. Prevents them from activating.
Yes.
They're already activated, can't prevent.
Yeah, if you can't hit rank 4s, and you're not like super graveyard reliant, because it does shut down your graveyard too.
Yeah.
I would really recommend Silent Graveyard. I think it's a really cool tech card that people are not looking at.
Well, yeah, or if your deck doesn't care about the graveyard during your opponent's turn,
right?
Then, yeah.
It's also called Forbidden Graveyard at one point, but they changed the name because it was searchable with a different card that was supposed to search out like Forbidden Lands and Forbidden Chalice.
Yeah, I think it was
Marie the something.
No,
Dark Lord Marie.
It wasn't Dark Lord Marie. It was Condemned Witch. Could search out any
like
of
that.
the doesn't matter. That's neither here nor there. So Abyss Dweller, anything that shuts off your opponent's graveyard, Macrocosmos, Dimensional Fissure, Dimensional Shifter.
D-Shifter is very good if you can run
different Dimension Ground.
Sure.
Again, anything that just shuts out your opponent from their graveyard.
Sure.
So that's just specifically for Tearlament.
Yes.
Now, if you're playing a deck that does not care about your monster's levels, I have 2 hilarious cards.
Okay.
3.
Okay.
Stygian Dirge.
Sure. Well known.
Yeah, which is a continuous trap card that decreases all monsters' levels by 1.
Sure.
Which turns off sprites completely.
And it really badly affects some other decks as well.
Yeah. Like Sword Soul.
Yes.
And the Band Played On, which prevents your opponent, both players, from controlling monsters at the same level.
Yes.
There's a lot of decks that actively cannot play that because a lot of decks are very
dependent on their levels being the same, because for Xyz plays and things like that.
Xyz plays, Synchro plays, or that's just kind of how the R-type functions for some reason.
Right.
Lastly, it was something of the Gnomes.
Mischief
of the Gnomes, which is literally Stygian Dirge, but only for the turn. But then you can also banish it from your graveyard to get it off a second time.
Hey, if you need copies of that card, I'll have some spares at YCS Niagara with me, because I don't have much of a trade binder anymore, so here we
go. So that's everything for specifically Sprite. Of course, of course, you have your various barrier statues. Can also,
okay, all right, we're not recommending those to people. Oh god.
But here's the thing: very few decks can actively utilize the barrier statues properly, because very few decks actively have a proper way to special summon generic rock, pyro.
Right. Fiend, Aqua.
Yeah, like the only decks that I know of are specifically Fluunderies with the Winged
normal
Beast.
Summon it.
Yeah, who can normal summon it. And who can search it and then normal summon it.
Right.
Labyrinth can special summon the Abyss barrier statue, the dark barrier statue. And then there is a funny way that Marincess can get into the water one.
But it's kind of convoluted, right?
It's way too complicated and convoluted and requires a specific 5-card hand, and you'll end your turn with Wave in Hand. It's awful. Don't do it. just run Gozen Match. Just run Rivalry Warlord. Actually, just run Gozen with the Kragan in the extra deck. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's literally the same thing.
Also, I have a few cards that I want to throw out there that I think people should be... they're less techie random cards and more high impact, well-known cards. I think people should be running Nibiru. I think that everybody wrote off Nibiru because of Sprite.
Yeah, but
I would rather just side it out against Sprite and have it for Tearlament and Mathmech and all these combo decks.
And there's always the opportunity, not even the opportunity, there's always the chance that the Sprite player just goes, you don't have Nibiru.
Right.
And you're sitting there looking your hand with the Nibiru in, and you're like, you're right.
Go for it. Yeah, do your thing.
And they just
play into it.
I
I would definitely run Nibiru, and I think I personally, with the prevalence of Sprite, I am going to continue to main deck DD Crows. DD Crow is so incredibly impactful right now.
I mean, DD Crow also hits tier to a lesser extent.
I think you got that backwards. It hits Sprite to a lesser extent. It demolishes tier.
Yes. Yes, that is correct. I got them switched around.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, because like with DD Crow, you can, whenever they activate Elf and target to special summon, you can.
Yes. Also, you can. There's a couple of really funny interactions. So if your Sprite opponent is not that good, and you have DD Crow in hand, they will activate. Sometimes they'll activate Totally Awesome on their turn, or on your turn, and they'll send Toad to grave, and then they'll immediately chain Elf.
Yeah.
If they do that, oh, you're gonna get them good.
Yep. Just chain Crow targeting Frog.
And here's
Toad.
the crazy thing: Toad does not have an opportunity to activate to add a card back to the hand in that circumstance, because it has to be in the graveyard at the resolution. Kind
Correct.
of like if you, it's like a
It's
Alpha
like,
Ben 10.
yeah.
It's like Alpha Ben 10.
Alpha Tribute Ben 10 chain DD Crow.
Yeah, it's the same principle. If I'm wrong about that, I'm pretty sure that's how that works. If I'm wrong about that, I don't have it in front of me. Somebody please correct us in comments or on Discord somewhere.
I'm 90% sure that's how that works.
Right.
Because that's how it works with just about every other monster.
Also, I think Effect Veiler and Imperm, mostly Imperm. I think Imperm's better because it's a good 6 card too.
Yeah.
But Effect Veiler to a lesser degree, but definitely Imperm, are both super crazy right now, because you can hit the Gigantic Sprite, and more importantly, you can hit the Tier Element's Kit Kalos. If you hit their Kit Kalos, a lot of times it can end their turn.
Mm-hmm.
Not always, because a lot of times they have the dangers and they can extend, but
it really depends on what's in their hand, what they got in grave, what's going on.
definitely. But a lot of times, Veiling or Imperming the Kit Kalos will, if nothing else, it'll slow them down a lot.
Yeah. Doing that completely cuts out several of their possible lines.
Yes. So, as far as a couple of decks that you should really be preparing for heading into this coming weekend.
Besides, of course, Tier Limit.
Well, I was going to say Tier Limit, you
Yeah.
need to understand not just how basic Tier Limit works, but also Punk Tier Limit, Danger Tier Limit, and Sprite Danger Tier Limit.
Yeah.
Also, I would know they have a couple of possibilities in the extra deck. Understand what their rank 2s do, not just Gigantic or Totally Awesome.
Yes, like Cat Shark.
There's one that
Onemura.
that's
Soul something.
Yeah, that one. That's a specific one.
Yeah,
Understand what he does.
Yeah, it's a common.
If you're playing against Tier Limit, be sure to be very careful about your end board. You do not want to end on 2 monsters with the same type and attribute.
Yeah, because then it'll soup probably into a Garura.
And get your goose. You also have to be careful about, I think you don't end on things with different types and attributes, because then you'll get Mud Drag, or Mud Dragon of the Swamp.
Well, they have to have same type, different attribute.
Any same attribute, different type.
Maybe, because I remember Mud Dragon also has an effect where he like negates monsters with the same attribute, and I'm looking him up.
Yeah, so be careful about your end board, because you can be super poly affected. But be on the lookout for Tier Limit, be on the lookout for Sprite, understand what those decks do.
Same attribute, different types.
Okay. You have to understand what Sprite and Tier Limit do to play in a regional or a YCS.
Yeah, those are your 2 decks that if your deck cannot deal with them, you're just not going to make it.
Yes, you have to understand at least what they do. That way you can interact. Also, I would be prepared for Runic, and you might have people coming in with Labyrinth that, let's be realistic here, if you don't know what Labyrinth does, you can very easily get out-resourced, out-advantage, and lose the game. Guaranteed.
Listen. All it takes is for them to flip a Compulse,
and they can go to Chainlink 5 and ruin your day.
Yeah, and you're just like, oh, it's just a Compulse. I'll lose 1 monster, whatever. And they just go, cool. Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, Chainlink 3, Chainlink 4, Chainlink 5, and then activate something else from the hand and go Chainlink 6?
Yeah, you said that really fast, but the point is, it can get crazy. Be very careful.
Yeah.
Be siding back row removal. Be siding twins or cosmics. Be siding duster, red reboot. Because you don't want to come across a deck like Labyrinth and not be prepared. Also, be aware of Runic. Runic Sprite and Runic Sprite Live Twin are crazy. So there's just, be aware of the new stuff. Don't go to a regional this weekend thinking, I won't see it, it's too new, because you will get got. So.
Yep. I mean, we dueled earlier. I mean, because we dueled for fun a little while ago, like right before we recorded, and I was using my Labyrinth deck, and you were just like,
I was at a loss.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what everything was doing, and I was having a rough time. So that's all I got for today's episode. I would say, again, please be sure to tune in at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time today, Tuesday, the 6th of September. And yeah, be sure to tune in, and we will... Oh yeah, I guess I should do... check out our TCG Player and Dragon Shield affiliate links. Check out Millennium Threads. Again, code TOPCUT10 for 10% off. And be sure to... I think it's either follow or subscribe if you're on Apple iTunes, the Apple Podcasts.
Whatever it is for them.
Right. Leave a rating. Let us know what you think. And if you're on YouTube and you have enjoyed today's content, please go ahead and give us a subscribe. We are really trying to get our YouTube numbers up. And hopefully there's some really cool stuff coming to our YouTube very soon. With all that said, thank you all for listening to today's episode of the podcast. And until next time, have a great week, everybody.
Take care, everybody.